Hello and welcome to Geek Week News. My name is Lance Allen.
And I am Stephanie Allen.
In this week's news, Mario Kart has been the Mushroom Kingdom's finest premier racing challenge for years, but now it's threatened from without, not by Koopa, but by infiltrators. That's right, the now legendary racing series has been infiltrated by outsiders wishing to take part in the festivities. Normally, the Mushroom Kingdom has no issue welcoming new players, but these ones unfortunately have messed things up for the rest of the players. New racers like Speed Racer has all but eliminated the fun of weapon boxes. The wacky racers have made a mockery of the course mechanics, so they ignore all rules and physics anyway. The War Boys have brought the pain to the other racers, and Sonic the Hedgehog doesn't even have a car, but is leaving the others in the dust. Mushroom Kingdom officials were not available for comment, but it looks like this year's Mario Kart event has turned into an all-out war.
Yes, I wonder why the Mushroom Kingdom officials weren't available.
Are you implying something?
You know what I'm implying. You know my distrust of mushroom-related things.
Well, what's a mushroom ever done to you?
You know what? You innocently have a recipe, and you wander around the woods looking for a nice, plump mushroom. And you pick it up, and you lick it because you don't know if it's a rock or if it's a mushroom, and suddenly you're somewhere else that you have no business being because mushrooms do things. They do things.
Well, seeing as how we have no budget for a lawyer staff, we will not give any implications here.
Fine.
The dragons have spoken. And that's right, the legendary dragons of Dungeons & Dragons have gone on strike to have themselves made top billing, wanting the game to be renamed Dragons & Dungeons. Leader of the Dragon United Union, Flamescorch, sent out a press release stating that the dragons feel there are not as many dungeons in the game, but with the sheer number of dragons, it is a no-brainer to give the Beast of Fury their rightful top billing. Hills everywhere are up in arms now that the prestige of being a dragon slayer might disappear. Others, however, rogues mostly, are taking full advantage of the situation, now finding largely unguarded dungeons with a wealth of loot to be had. The game mechanics are starting to spin wildly out of control as the boss monster dragons have abandoned their post, and small enemies just can't hack it as a threat. Now game masters are worried the orc clans will follow suit and demand more respect. Looks like it is time to shift game adventurers.
So, after you've been looking into this a while, is this why that you've redecorated our new house as a cave?
I just going with the times here.
It's this cave, nothing on the walls, and you decided to paint bricks everywhere, and then there's just this random treasure box in the middle of the floor. This is your idea of decorating.
It's a mimic.
This is your idea of contributing to our new household.
I thought the mimic looked good.
And it's based on this. Okay, fine. I'm okay.
And to you, Stephanie.
Okay. Who knew that the Sandworm Rodeo would become the hot new annual event? Who would have thought that riding sandworms and fighting them would be such a huge hit? The inaugural year's champion, Sandworm Ritter Beetlejuice, will be taking on all comers this year, including the Bean Gesserites, who are coming to reclaim their title and for the first time welcoming those hunters from the Tremors reality TV show. This year's festivities will be featuring the Max Rebo Band and their reunion performance since the collapse of the Hutt Empire. Also new this year will be the inclusion of Spaceworks from a galaxy far, far away. Check for tour dates as their only confirmed location are Mos Eisley, Paris, the restaurant at the end of the galaxy, and LV 424.
Yes, and I have been working so hard to try to get tickets there to the restaurant at the end of the galaxy.
You're so bad at getting reservations.
It is. It's tough. Apparently, you have to make them before like the Big Bang in order to get a decent seat.
Because they see you coming and they know that you're a ruffian. So you don't get a table. Therefore, I don't get a table.
I'm not a ruffian. I have
You're
a bow tie.
Bow tie does not make the ruffian into a man. It has to have the attitude change too. Okay, moving on. From the mountains of Olympus comes word that Kratos has turned over a new leaf as god of war and is now promoting a kinder, more peaceful approach to strife. The change has upset the balances of power. There was never been a god of diplomacy before. The issue being is everyone thinks that this is just a trick by the god of war, that no one is believing that any of his overtures for peace talks. If anything, it's looking like a mythical arms race is happening, as gods and goddesses stockpile weapons for the eventual war they believe is coming. And that's it for this week's news.
I am Lance Allen.
And I am Stephanie Allen.
And good night.